All right, here's a trim function. This is the number of times someone sent me a spreadsheet and wondering why the formulas don't work, and it's taken me quite embarrassingly long time to figure out what they've done, but it's such a simple error for people to make, and that is when they're typing in values, putting a space at the end. Have a look down the left-hand side. I've said here, count how many times that spreadsheet solutions word appears here, and it says 20. And I said, count how many that word appears here, and it says 25, but it's the same list. What is going on there? Now, the ones that are in yellow, I've conditional formatted to point out that they're incorrect, but they look the same. The reason that happens is because I've actually put a space at the end of the spreadsheet solution. So there's a space in there, but there's no space in there. There's no space, then there's a space, etc. And this happens way too often. So many times I get sent spreadsheets and I do a very quick recon going, how many times does that word appear? And it's never correct. And I find people, when they don't have drop-down lists and they're not actually making selections and they're typing things in, or they, even when they do have selections and they're copying data from somewhere else, a lot of computer systems, CRMs and things that will export data will actually just randomly put spaces in for no reason. And then you copy that data and you paste into your spreadsheet, and half of them have spaces and the other half don't. And then you have to sit like a chump. You've either got to do a conditional formatting or you've got to go through and try and find all the ones with spaces, and it can be a right headache. So what Excel have done is they've made the trim formula. So what you can actually do now is you can actually make reference to that and just say trim. So let's just take this out. So if I were to say equals trim, put that open the bracket, put that reference in, just lock the row so that it stays in row C. It doesn't matter for this one, but just good practice. Close the brackets. And I've copied that formula and copy that formula, which I did earlier, and just paste it down there, paste the formula down throughout. Now, what's happened is what trim does is it removes any of the spaces, not between the words, as you can see, but on either end, because you may have had another situation where you might have had space spreadsheet solutions. Now, that one's easier to spot because it's not in line. The other one's almost impossible to spot, but it accomplishes the same thing. This one removes spaces from either side. It gives you a nice clean list. And now, as you can see, all 25 are the same, and it equals up and it tallies up correctly. Whereas here, it only thinks they're 19 because those yellow ones it doesn't see as the same word. So yeah, there are sometimes you might want to use this within your spreadsheet to actually trim it first and then use the trim data within your formulas to check how many there are, etc. Or you may actually just have a batch of data and go, let's just do a trim quickly, trim it, get the trimmed data, and then just copy, and then just simply come and take the trim data that you've got, right click, copy that, and come in over here and paste values. And when you paste values over there, you can see what's going to happen. It's all going to be nice, clean data, and nothing is incorrect. So I hope that that's helpful to you. And yeah, it's definitely something to look at with your data. And if you need to use the trim function, it is relatively easy to do so. Thank you very much.